How do you feel about APEC?
No, to APEC.
What do you know about APEC?
Well, I know that it is the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation. There are 21 member economies, although as of late, Mexico may or may not actually still be participating in this year's APEC conferences, with their last meetings held actually tomorrow and Sunday in San Francisco. Okay, now you're just feeling you don't even want to know. You don't
That's
even
crazy.
know.
And what are you gonna do about it?
What am I going to do? Well, tomorrow there's the APEC Counter Summit, where there's lots of workshops where you learn about neoliberalism and imperialism and APEC and why it's bad. And then on Sunday, we're gonna go to the mobilization. To the mobilization. And we're gonna confront them to their faces at the Moscone Center.
Okay, the way that you know that is crazy.
Do you know the middle school that I went to was called Stanford? It's JLS.
Planet over profit and plunder. Right now, the sellout heads of state and the world's CEOs are going to be convening throughout the week to make policies that affect the daily lives of our community.
And it marked political fragmentation of our people. Oslo Accords are what ushered in the current era of neoliberalism in Palestine. What that means, one thing I encourage you all to look at today, if you go home, when you have time, is the Madrid conference, and compare that to the Oslo Accords. For those of us, part of grassroots movements, we understand the difference, right, between grassroots struggles and the NGO industrial complex, which was implemented through means of foreign aid and money, put conditions on our struggle. Now, today there are many brilliant and brave nonprofits in Palestine. But what the nonprofit industrial complex did, as it was introduced after the Oslo Accords, was to try and undermine, to subvert our struggle, our grassroots coalitions, whether that be the General Union of Palestinian Students, right, around the world, whether that be the women's movement around the world, labor, right? It was intended to dissolve those different committees. And we experienced it here. I'm Palestinian, I'm born and raised here in the Bay Area, and because I'm part of the post-Oslo generation, I grew up in a Bay Area that did not have functioning Palestinian and Arab institutions. And that's directly because of Oslo.
Starbucks was cutting my hours. Because Starbucks was only paying me minimum wage, I couldn't find somewhere to sleep. And because I was a union organizer, they also didn't want to give me a promotion so I could have a better paycheck to show to these greedy landlords that I deserve a place to sleep in. So when Starbucks fired my partner in Washington, who was 17-year-old and houseless, for union organizing, they knew exactly what they were doing.
Yep.
When they were sending me home because my union pin was too big, they knew exactly what they were doing.
Yep.
When they fired the Memphis 7 for union organizing, and it took them over a year to get their job back, they knew what they were doing.
Yep.
But guess what, Starbucks? We know what we're doing better than you do. To be relentless like all these other organizers, because we haven't had a moment to stop, and we're not going to stop here. 9,000 partners is not enough. 360 stores in the United States is not enough, and we're going to keep coming for them as much as we want.
tech, like for like drugs.
Yeah.
You white passing people. Yeah.
How's your experience at APEC Summit, Joaquin?
It's been good because I've been able to hang out with Mia the whole time so far. And it's about to be bad because now we're gonna separate.
Yeah, so I've been having a great time. It's been a little bit hectic trying to get all those sold out IGPs. But it's been good. Honestly, the speakers have been really good. I have a mixture of like videos and notes.
Philippines, defending the rights and welfare of Filipino working women and fighting for national democracy and a socialist perspective in the Philippines. Gabriela USA Choir, composed of members from various chapters here this weekend, will be performing Mother's Day song written by Peter Jones and originally performed by activist and cultural worker Lucy Murphy. Composed in 1984, the words are still relevant today on the plight of women and the violence mothers and their children experience. We encourage people to sing alongside us so that the heads of state, corporate leaders, and most of all, Bongbong Marcos can hear the cries and the demands of the people and their determination to fight back. Give it up for the Gabriela Choir!
My name is Trixie Castilla. I'm the chairperson of Gabriela USA. The U.S. support of Israel's occupation of Gaza is not an isolated case. The Philippine government, through the VFA and EDCA, has given more locations in the Philippines easily accessible to the U.S. military. The U.S. recently gave the Philippines $100 million in foreign military funding. A way to further strengthen U.S. military modernization and imperialist domination in the Southeast Asian country. U.S. military presence and escalating military operations in the Philippines have resulted in harassment and abuse of civilians, particularly women and children. Since the last few years, several rural areas in the Philippines have been subjected to indiscriminate aerial bombardment, encroachment, strafing, and extrajudicial killings by the military affecting communities and civilians. Now more than ever, the Filipino women and the rest of the toiling masses remain resolute in our commitment to stand united and amplify our demands to hold the U.S. government alongside Israel and Philippine governments accountable for its brutal, bloody war against the people. Gabriela calls on the women and people of the world to unite and stand in solidarity with the Palestinians in their just struggle for their ancestral lands and freedom. We say no to AIPAC, women over profit. No to AIPAC, people over profit.
My children are hungry, they're sick from the heat, while I pick the crops for others to eat. And you take my money, you think I don't see. You use it to fire on women like children are ragged, their bodies are bare, while I sew the clothes for others to wear. And you take my money, you think I They started a fire in women like
Viva Palestina! Long live